Thanks to Wix for supporting PBS Digital Studios. Hey, I'm Jabril and welcome to Crash Course AI. So far in this series, we focused on artificial intelligence that uses supervised learning. These programs need a teacher to use labeled data to tell them right from wrong. And we humans have places where supervised learning happens, like classrooms with teachers. But that's not the only way we learn. We can also learn lots of things on our own by finding patterns in the world. We can look at dogs and elephants and know they're different animals without anyone telling us. Or we can even figure out the rules of a sport just by watching other people play. This kind of learning without a teacher is called unsupervised learning. And in some cases, computers can do it too. The key difference between supervised and unsupervised learning is what we're trying to predict. In supervised learning, we're trying to build a model to predict an answer or label provided by a teacher. In unsupervised learning, instead of a teacher, the world around us is basically providing training labels. For example, if I freeze this video of a tennis ball right now, can you draw what could be the next frame? Unsupervised learning is about modeling the world by guessing like this, and it's useful because we don't need labels provided by a teacher. Babies do a lot of unsupervised learning by watching and imitating people, and we'd like computers to be able to learn like this as well. This lets us utilize lots of freely available data in the world or on the internet. In many cases, one of the easiest ways to understand how AI can use unsupervised learning is by doing it ourselves. So let's look at a few photos of flowers with no labels. The most basic way to model the world is to assume that it's made up of distinct groups of objects that share properties. So, for example, how many types of flowers are here? We can say there are two because there are two colors, purple and yellow. Or we can look at the petal shapes and divide them into round petals and tall vertical ones. Or maybe we have some more experience with flowers and realize that two of these are tulips, one is a sunflower, and the last one is a daisy. So there are three categories. Immediately recognizing different properties like this and creating categories is called unsupervised clustering. We don't have labels provided by a teacher, but we do have a key assumption about the world that we're modeling. Certain objects are more similar to each other than others. We can program computers to perform clustering, but to do that, we need to choose a few properties of flowers we're interested in looking at, like how we picked color or shape just now. For a more realistic example, let's say I bought a packet of iris seeds to plant in my garden. After the flowers bloom though, it looks like there were several different species of irises mixed up in that one packet. Now, I'm no expert gardener, but I can use some AI to help me analyze my garden. To construct the model, we have to answer two key questions. First,